Welcome back to the series where we are going through Shopify's back office. And in this chapter, we're diving into collections. So let's take a look. Okay, so for us to get to the collections area, we need to go to products, collections. So we've got a similar layout to what we just saw in our previous chapter on products. Things like our saved views, search and filters, and also the option to bulk edit. So if we select all, go to bulk edit, we've then got this spreadsheet type editing, so we can hide or show columns as we need, and also do our online store schedule, so you can set the time and date of when you want specific collections to go live. And if you want to learn a bit more about this bulk editing feature, and you haven't seen the previous chapter yet, make sure you go check out chapter 2 on products, where I cover this in a bit more detail. And then looking down the rest of this page, we can see all of our collections here. We can see how many products are in each collection, and for smart collections, we can see what conditions are applied. So in Shopify, we have two types of collections that we can create. The first one is manual, second is smart. Manual is used if you want to have complete control over which products go into that collection. Now, if you choose a smart collection, you can do it based on rules. So let's take a look at a smart collection. If we click into this main collection, first of all, we've got a very similar layout to our products, which we covered in the previous chapter, where you can do things like schedule when you want this collection to go live, add a collection image, or choose a template. And over on this side, we have our conditions. So at the moment, it is saying pull through products that meet any of the following conditions. So is the price greater than 0? Or does the title contain black? And then we can see which products are being pulled through down here. If I change this to say it needs to meet all conditions, you'll see what happens. Now it is only pulling through the 3 products that meet those conditions. So price is greater than 0 and all products contain the word black in the product title. And thankfully, there are a lot of conditions that we can choose from. So we've got a list of all the product fields that we can choose. And if you've got product metafields set up and the toggle switch to use within smart collections, then we can use those within these conditions as well. So let's add my metafield for USP, which is equal to made in UK, and then save. And once we refresh the page, we'll see the one product that meets all of the above. Now, my only one moan to Shopify, which I raised with them about 5 or 6 years ago, but unfortunately still hasn't been rolled out, is that it would be lovely to mix these conditions together. So let's say that I want to create a smart collection that pulls through t-shirts or long sleeve tops, and all of them don't have a compare up price, i.e. they're full price, not on sale. Unfortunately, we can't do that because we have to choose either they meet all of the following criteria or any one of the following criteria. So let's keep our fingers crossed that in a future update from Shopify, this does get rolled out. So now let's go take a look at what a manual collection looks like. And we can see which collections are manual because they don't have any product conditions. So let's click into the front page and you'll see that we've just got a list of products. There's no rules here. And when it comes to sorting either smart or manual collections, we have a choice of 8 to choose from. So let's say I want to sort this collection highest price first. That is now sorted and it's auto-saved and updated itself too. So if I refresh the front end now, you'd see that. But let's say I want to sort this manually. Now you can see that you've got the option to drop and drag the order of products, which again, auto-updates itself. Now, I've only got 8 products in this collection at the moment, but let's say I had 300 products. If I wanted to drag the bottom few products and put them right to the top of the collection, it'd be a little bit annoying because I'd have to tick the options and then click and then drag all the way up to the top. But thankfully, Shopify have thought about that and we can tick these boxes and you'll see that we've got this move these 2 products to the top, or we can move them to the bottom, or even better, we can choose exactly which position they should go to. So I want to move these products from position 7 to position 2, and then click move, and now they're in position 2 and 3. The one thing to note though, is that you may have a third-party app installed which does your merchandising for you. So if you do have that set up, then that will override the settings you do in here. So I can drag these around manually, but if the app is saying sort by best sellers or highest stock, then it doesn't matter what I do here, that's going to overwrite it. And if you had any collection metafields set up, you would see that appear between these 2 blocks. Now, collection metafields are great for showing extra content, maybe including some FAQs or blog articles that are related to this collection. And then finally, we have this SEO section, which we saw on the products pages too. And once we click into it, we can manage the meta title, meta description, and we can change the URL, and we'll see that same redirect option appear. So before we move on to the next chapter, let me just show you what it looks like when you go to create a new collection. In the top right here, we can click on Add Collection. And then here under collection type, you've got manual or sort. If you need any further information, you can learn more on clicking on these links. But the important thing to note here is once you choose which collection type you want and then you hit save, you can't change it later. So this is why for me, 99% of the time I choose a smart collection because it gives you options later. If you want to choose specifically which products you want to pull through, you could go and tag those products and then say, pull through any products that are tagged with this tag. And as a bonus tip, which not many people know, and I also gave you one in the previous chapter for products, is how do we find out when a collection was created or published? Because on this page, we have nothing that shows that information. So for that, we just need to click into the URL bar and add to the end .json and then enter, and then click on this checkbox at the top. And we can see we've got two dates here now. So when the collection was updated and when it was first published. So this is really useful if you want to track for analytics. For example, if you're trying to improve the ranking of this collection and you wanted to see when it first went live, you can now make a note of it on your report and compare the stats. And we can also do this within a specific product too. And that's all on Shopify collections. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and also check out the links I've included in the description. And I'll see you in chapter 4, where we'll take a look at Shopify orders.